Howdy everyone, this is your favorite local fruitcake, Austin Chase, just coming back with another live poem reading. This one is called Slow Down. It's okay to hit the brakes and put certain things on the back burner. A long-term goal was never meant to be achieved immediately. And a bodybuilder isn't built overnight. Strength takes time. You build yourself up one workout at a time. But the hardest part is when the adrenaline hits when you're standing at the top of the roller coaster. Muscles screaming, hovering somewhere between growth and internal tears, wondering how far you can push yourself before pushing yourself too far. I've had to slow down because my progress is visible. I can see it, and maybe that should be enough. However, I remember being younger, wanting so badly to please the perfectionist living inside myself. I remember pottery class. I made a clay snowman, but because I hit the gas too hard, because I rushed past the finer details, because I wanted the finished product more than I respected the process, it exploded in the kiln. And maybe there's a lesson in watching something you worked so hard to build shatter because you couldn't slow down long enough to let it become what it was supposed to be. Maybe I'm learning that now, because my heart has imploded over the past few weeks, and still, there have been a few tender moments. That soaring rush when you meet a kindred spirit with kind eyes, that instant connection that makes your brain run 10 years ahead and start writing a future that hasn't even been asked for. It doesn't mean that they're your person, it just means you connected in that moment. And God, is it difficult not to accelerate, not to imagine a husband, maybe a kiddo or two, strawberry blonde hair running throughout the house? Hopefully my future man passes down a little height too, because 5'7.5" only gets you so far. And yes, the half matters. But maybe the future doesn't need to be chased. Maybe it needs to be lived into. Because there have already been so many moments I almost forgot to count. Graduating when I thought the world was against me, surviving 2 assaults and still choosing kindness, still believing that love could exist without becoming bitter myself. Moving to Arizona for a fresh start, only to learn that sometimes a fresh start still requires you to start over. Finding Julia, the friend I used to go to karaoke with, finding Josh, who showed me that somewhere out there was a whole group of people waiting to become friends, finding Jess, my druid twin that has a beautiful balance of strong and soft that helps keep my world focused. Finding neighbors who checked on me because apparently sleeping outside your own home is still frowned upon. And somewhere along the way, I built a life. My own place, my own car, an amazing job where I get to help people, inner strength, outer strength, an almost unreasonable supply of determination. And a heart of gold. Far from perfect, but stubborn enough to make sure the people around me never feel alone. Because I know what it feels like to feel abandoned, and I refuse to let someone else fill the things that I have survived. So maybe I don't need to accelerate. Maybe I can breathe. Maybe I can sit at the top of the roller coaster for just a moment before the next drop. Maybe I can let my muscles grow without tearing them apart for instant gratification. Maybe I can let the clay dry, because when the timing is right, friends will appear, goals will be achieved, and love will find the broken crevices I thought were too damaged to hold anything again. And life, beautiful, frustrating, unpredictable life, will go on. So slow down, hit the brakes, put some things back on the shelf. I am proud of this version of myself, the one who finally learned that slowing down was never the same thing as standing still, because I'm not standing still. I'm becoming someone I won't have to run from. And for the first time, I'm not afraid to take my time getting there. And I know that everything's going to be okay. And I know that things are going to work out. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care now. Bye-bye.